Hey, Miss Lou Who, how are you, darling? Is the music too loud? Yeah, I'm gonna ask. Did anyone let you know there was a library tonight? Shank ma'am. I hate it when my computer's slower than I'm talking. Yeah, that slows me down. Hey, Karen. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it very much. Ooh. Oi! Well, this is not my normal night, so give it another minute. Hello, Mr. Thomas. How are you, darling? All right, y'all about ready? About that time to get started. Okay. So she asked that I start on chapter 3. So let's see what happens now. Oh, I'm gonna turn this down because I can't even hear myself talk. Okay. Chapter 3, Easton. Aubree is the name of the girl in here, and Easton is the guy's name. So, credit where due. I am a complete douche and should have taken. Thomas, please listen to what he's saying here, darling. I am a complete douche and should have taken the time to listen to Phoenix and Setter rather than freak out. See? Listen to your ladies. You know, all men should listen to their ladies. I mean, God put us on earth for a reason, to keep you men from thinking with the wrong head. Okay, now I have to see. Daisy could see the signs and didn't hesitate in putting me straight in my place. Now I have to swallow my pride and that to them, admit that to them, even with the heavyweight brick in my stomach. I know my boundaries are going to be pushed at some stage. Setter was just following form, but Phoenix knew every part of my life inside now. Having known me through our tough teenage years, he understood the reasoning of why I struggled to let go. Thomas, I don't know if you're familiar with the author tonight. Her name is C.N. Marie, and she's from the UK. I think I found her on TikTok. Um, Having known me through our tough teenage years, he understood the reasoning of why I struggled to let go. How I always considered everyone else's feelings before my own, all because of one stupid mistake that I can't forgive myself for. Even though time and time again I'm told I have to let it go. I know Phoenix is right deep down. Maybe one day the time will come to do so, but just not now. Arm in arm with Daisy, walking back into the house, I mouth a sorry to Setter and Casey, allowing my body to sag before I begin to head toward the stairs to see Phoenix. I'll leave you to it, Daisy says, dropping my arm and giving my shoulder a squeeze before beginning to head over to greet the others. Thanks, I say, giving her a hug before she walks too far away, and I make my way to apologize to her guy for my douchebag ways. I head straight up the stairs for Phoenix's room and knock 3 times. Come in, or come in, Easton, he states instinctively, knowing it would be me. Sorry, I sheepishly apologize, standing at the threshold. Just, with Callie, I need to be around her, man. I say as he pulls me into a bro hug, tapping the top of my shoulders. I know, but you need a life too, he replies, pulling me back. Yep, your girl said the same. I chuckle as a smirk appears on his face. That's my girl, Now the punishment for your reaction is I've already packed your case, he states with a glint in his eye. Oh, what have you done? I ask anxiously. Nothing. Should I have? He replies. Uber is booked for 6 a.m. though. Um, Early morning then, I say, running my hands through my hair. Yep, go and deal with what you need to. You have 2 weeks of pure luxury ahead, and then you'll be back for training and the start of the season. He chuckles, rushing me out of the room. Now, I need some time with my girl. I'm not stupid and know how to take a hint when given, even more so when Phoenix is concerned. Where Phoenix is concerned, with a mischievous, mischievous. Y'all say mischievous or mischievous? One or two? Karen? Mischievous? Mischievous. I've heard it both ways. I grew up saying mischievous, and then one day somebody told me, no, it's pronounced mischievous, and I'm like, and then I hear people say it both ways. So, okay. With a mischievous glint in his eyes, I leave him to it as he makes his way as he makes his way down to his girl, and I find the reprieve I need in my room. I'm glad we are in sync, knowing the questions that were panicking my mind. I don't know what I'd do without Phoenix. He held me together when I was falling apart, knew exactly where my mind had gone to, and what questions I'd have swirling around in my head. The text to Layla didn't faze me half as much as I expected it to, just with the promises that I would keep the next committee task, but the call I had to make next did. I know, but I just I just like to know how others say it. The comfort of my bed feels like luxury, but it shouldn't have, considering the burden on my shoulders. Jackie, I know all about pronunciations. I mean, I'm from Georgia, where we have pecan trees, not pecan trees. Unless you're from South Georgia, then it's pecan trees. No, it's pecan trees. I hate you working so much too. Like in 3 weeks, oh bitch, it's pecans. The text to Layla didn't faze me half as much as I expected it to, just with the promise that I would keep up the next committee task. But the call I had to make next did. The comfort of my bed feels like luxury, but it shouldn't have, considering the burden on my shoulders. It could have been made from bricks from all of my squirming I was doing in anticipation. I open my wallet and pull out the half nickel, running the filed tooth like edges of the coin against the pads of my fingers. I know I know it what remains of the gift I gave Callie, my sister, hoping she still wears her charm with pride. It made me feel close to her without being there. I pick up my phone and dial home. And what do you know? I am greeted by squeals of delight from both Callie and our mum. We chat a while longer, but after ending the call with Callie shouting the wants lots of people. Where am I making these words up at? With Callie shouting she wants lots of photos and updates, I feel a bit dejected. Jackie, I want a hug from Creekman. You bitch. See, you could be getting drunk with me. I'm bringing liquor this time. I ain't paying $9 a shot. It's probably more than that now. Yeah, apparently I'm feeling better, huh? Yesterday I was almost in tears, and today Damn. Now, is he the one that's also an author? Okay, a lot dejected, actually, that they could cope without me. I feel utterly useless. I now understand what a spare part felt like now. I couldn't drop the feeling of unease that had settled around me, but I deal with it as I always did. It was only 2 weeks, though. Not much can go wrong in that time, can it? I knew this book cover model, and there's one that looks a lot like him that's also an author, and I know which one I'm thinking about now. I think. But yeah, I knew. Thomas, I'm still waiting to see you, darling. The orange and pink hues of the sunrise start to peep through the shutters. I'm glad I set my alarm as I drag myself out of bed to get ready, slightly earlier than needed. I throw on a pair of dark denim jeans and a fitted polo t-shirt, tucking a pair of shades into the top pockets. I rub a small amount of wax through my long strands of dark hair, hoping it will manage the reconditioned air of the flight ahead without too much flop. Before I slap my favorite Paco Raven Invictus aftershave on my stubbled face and neck. A fresh perspective and outlook on reality begins now, and even though my nerves exist, I know it was time for me to take control of my own life. Time to let go and think about my own future. Hey guys, I say cheerily now that I have been awake for a while, twiddling my thumbs, waiting for their arrival from their pits. I see the quartet dragging their asses into the kitchen and couldn't help the chuckle from escaping my mouth. Not feeling so fresh? I questioned humbly. Nope, Daisy glares angrily at Phoenix, crossing her arms and tapping her feet on the floor. Way too early, she exaggerates. Will this help? I turn around and pour out 4 mugs of steaming coffee. Not from campus, but best I can do, I shrug. Golden nectar, Casey states, reaching for a cup for Saturn herself. My best friend. Phoenix grabs a cup and passes Daisy hers before taking a sip. Ah, heaven. A hug of gratitude from Daisy, and the mood improves as fast as the steps were taken down the stairs. It seems coffee can do wonders. You know I'm going to share, right? You the dick. Oh, Jackie, I do so love you. Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm trying to get off the glare. Okay. You suck donkey balls. Uh, a hug of gratitude from Daisy, and the mood improves as fast as the steps were taken down the stairs. It seems coffee can do wonders for the mood as I take a look at the watch on my wrist. Drink up, Uber's due in 10. I tell them as the edge of my lip curls upward in a smirk. Maybe this trip won't be as bad as I initially thought of. A quick look of exchange later, and I begin to wonder what games were on the agenda. The airport is heaving this morning. Setter wants to get security checks sorted quickly so he can relax before boarding calls are announced rather than rushing through at the last minute. I can understand his theory, but a niggling feeling sits in my gut.
You go first, Easton.
Setter encourages as I stand with all my trays lined up at the security checking point as he holds Casey back for a moment. I need to double check I've removed everything, Phoenix replies before he starts patting his pockets and checking they're empty. No problem, man. I say before I move ahead of them, but not without noticing the quick look between the guys. I shake the feeling off quickly and continue loading my trays onto the moving conveyor belt, realizing queues are starting to form behind the group of us all. Next, the security official ushers me forward after the previous person has managed to slip their shoes back on and collects all their hand luggage from the end of the line. Stepping forward, I swagger through the image scanner with a cockiness in my step until a guard looks at the screen. He manages to knock my look of confidence off my face as he asks me to put my arms out to the side and to open my legs, shoulder width apart. Assert, but why? The notion runs through my head until I realize the guy's packed for me. Fuck. Huge mistake. Hey, Miss Shirley. Thomas, I ain't sharing that. He should have said eat a pussy or something on it, then I'd have shared it. Stop it, you're disturbing me. Oh, thank you, darling. Looking good. Uh, the one passes over my body as I'm asked to turn around so they can frisk me over next. I see my four friends' arms linked over each other's shoulders, heads bowed down, struggling to hold back their chuckles. Bastards. All of them. Clear, he states, throwing his head to the side, indicating to head over to the suitcase scanners to the left.
Did you pack the case yourself?
The male official asked, looking directly at me as I try not to squirm on the spot. Yes, I say, hoping the lie isn't readable, noticing the sweat building in the palm of my hands.
Can you show me what's inside your case?
He instructs, watching my every movement. I notice Phoenix, Setter, and Casey have gone through security on the opposite side now and are just waiting for Daisy and me to pass through the barrier. The only issue is all eyes are pinpointed on me. I unzip my case and start taking the various folded bright garments out of the case when I realize I could do with placing my sunglasses on to protect my eyes from the glare. I noticed a small hand was I noticed a small hand wash drop out of the bag alongside a solid silver butt plug. I had to hold my composure together as he grabs the liquid and states I should have placed it within a Ziploc standardized bag alongside my other toiletries. I nodded my head in agreement, but my eyes were drawn to the elephant in the room.
The other items, sir?
He nods to the tray.
Next time, put it in your hold luggage.
He opens up a bag and hands it to me to put the item in before pointing to the sign over metal items. I wasn't sure who was more embarrassed by the situation as I took a large gulp of breath before picking the solid silver item up and placing it inside the see-through bag.
Sorry for the issues caused.
I mumble under my breath as the officer scans the wand over the case.
That's better. You can repack it all now.
He states as his lip upturns and a smirk appears. Great. I have given airport security the laugh of the day already. Heading out of security with all of my items secure, I walk with my head held high until we get around the corner and I turn around and wave the bag at them, lifting my brow.
Bloody brilliant idea.
Phoenix says, struggling to get his words out with the laughter taking over as he fist bumps Setter, the four of them chuckling away while tears rolled down their cheeks. You, you're all impossible, I reply at the absurdity of it all, but I certainly could see the funny side too. It was a great way of pulling that metaphorical plug out of my ass in an attempt to start to let go and have more fun. Well, fun. I was definitely going to have that. We quickly pick up a bagel and latte from a grab and go station each, not wanting to risk standing in queue of a large sit down coffee shop for ages. A consensus was made to check the announcement board and then head in the direction of our gate, as the airport spans in various directions. At least we knew it wouldn't be a race across the length of the terminal at boarding time. Then at least we could pass the remaining time finishing up the doughy goodness and hot drink without worry and stress. Thankfully, Delta flights only leave from two areas from LA, from Los Angeles International. So when the screen indicates Terminal 6, we make the short journey and take a group of free seats with a viewpoint of a screen. I still didn't get the logic as the Tannoy, Tannoi, is that an English word? I don't know, that I'm not familiar with, would still make the same announcement no matter where we were sitting. I take a sip of my still hot latte, glad that I had asked for it to be warmer than normal, and open my pastrami filled bagel from the my phone is freaking going crazy over here. Pannoi. What is that? I take a sip of my still hot latte, glad that I had asked for it to be warmer than normal, and open my pastrami filled bagel with the wrap from the wrapping on my knee before looking at the others. I couldn't wait to devour the goodness as I scour around and check on the others first. Satter's cheeky grin grabs my attention as he winks at Casey while she rubs small circles back and forth, trailing up his thigh. I couldn't help but sigh, wrapping my bagel quickly up and placing it back into my carrier bag before I noticed Satter dragging Casey forward off her chair the moment the Tannoy alert confirmed and called for the boarding of our flight. I couldn't miss his cocky tone in his voice, even with the pulling of his hand luggage in tow, as the charge of wheels ran across the floor.
Wait until that seatbelt light goes green, he chuckles at Casey as Casey stumbles, nearly tripping over her feet and luggage in the process before nudging Setter in the side. I guess someone's joining the Mile High Club, I say while nudging Phoenix and Daisy as Daisy laughs along. An interesting 90-minute flight ahead for sure. Chapter 4, Aubree. Okay. I've never been in an airport either, so I don't know. I don't know what area in Raleigh. I don't know about area in Raleigh, but after the crazy morning so far, I couldn't wait to grab a shower and head down to the poolside. First, we needed to get off this overpacked shuttle bus and find the way to our hotel, the Fountain, based on the bright lights of the Las Vegas Strip. The girls were unimpressed with me for causing us all to almost miss our flight, as I wasn't ready, but once I told them about my alarm, they were so pissed at my mom. I mean, who else would try to sabotage my trip and have access to my room? From now on, I'm taking no chances and locking my door at all times. I don't enjoy the focus given to us by everyone when boarding the plane. Whispers spread between the passengers as I could feel the shame rise and the heat spreading up my face quickly. I was certain my alarm clock was set this morning, but when I took a glance at it while rushing out of the bed to grab my phone, the dials were blank and the plug was placed on top. Very strange. I look around and admire the view, noticing the girls' jaws drop open too. It's strange to think of the stark contrast between a 90-minute flight leading us to the bright neon lights ahead.
Isn't it beautiful? I state, mesmerized, unable to keep my eyes pinpointed in one direction. Completely, Aria says as Riley nods, unable to speak. Look there. I point across the sidewalk a few hundred yards ahead as the giant illuminated neon fountain flashes with sequenced water jets from the skyscraper building. Aria grabs her phone and clicks the maps application again and confirms that it is the correct destination. I know it would be our luck to go to the wrong towered block or totally miss it altogether. At least this way we knew we could tick the hotel off the list. First on the agenda was to actually reach the building. Look, Aria says, pointing to the map and the intersection next to us as she zooms in, and I realize what she found as she starts marching off on a mission. A new experience for sure, Riley squeals, jumping up and down as I shy back and hope that the overpass walkway isn't too thin above the passing Las Vegas Strip above. Damn heights. I got you, Riley states, noticing my nerves as we reach the top, linking my arm with hers. Me too, Aria replies, looking straight at me. I take a deep breath and count to myself, knowing each step is one less until we are at the other side. I could then check in and slip into that bikini the girls had made me pack, which now I was grateful for, with the rays hitting down on me. I did know I did know I would be finding alternative traveling options for the remains of our stay, as the chicken in me was fully freaking out. Thank fuck for that, I say, allowing my legs to move faster, dragging the girls in our cases to the end of the overpass. It was fantastic, Riley squeals. Never again. Now, this is a time I wish I were 21. I could murder a proper cocktail. I laugh. Well, at least we can experience Vegas in other ways, I proudly say. Too right, both girls answered together in sync. I gaze up and allow my eyes to blink in awe at the magnificent building. The opulent surroundings made my nerves on high alert at what I may find inside. I was certainly going to enjoy every moment ahead while I got the chance. Check-in was smooth and without fault. Luckily, we each got our own rooms situated next to one another on the 135th floor. I wasn't waiting around for Aria's method of pick and choose for which room we each got though. I need to freshen up and I didn't give a fuck on what number is attached to my room. So I quickly grabbed the key card from her hand. Thanks. I wave my fingers over my shoulder before I grab my case and go in search of my room. Meet you at the pool. Rooftop one, yeah? Aria says. Rooftop? I spin on my toes and stare. Yeah, Riley flutters her eyelashes with a sickly sweet smile. My parents upgraded us to the best, Aria replies with a blush forming on her cheeks. Really? I can feel the tears starting to prick behind my eyelids as I don't know what to say. Is it enclosed? Yep, Aria replies. It is our last time together before we separate from one another. They wanted us to have all the fun we could. You can't see below. Okay, I managed to push out as I turn around and walk into my room, spellbound by the revelation. See you soon. I couldn't let them see the emotions bubble over me. I made a promise to myself to live this break to the best I could, and I certainly couldn't allow that promise to break so soon into the trip. I just need to give myself a good talking to and stride out onto the pool veranda as if I'm the bee's knees. Exude that confidence and power that I know I have while aiming to grab anything or one I want in the process. The first thing I can do when I reach the hotel is to have a quick shower and refresh myself from the hot heat caused by the reconditioned air. I was glad of having air conditioning in place, though. Giving my hair a blow dry static is a bitch, but funnily, it's rather pointless knowing that the chlorine filled water would soon soak all the goodness from my skin, leaving my now pristine body and hair needing another treatment. But who am I to care when a few rays of lengths were up for grabs? I slip into my halter neck red bikini and tie a sarong around my waist. Place my prized oversized straw hat with red silk accented tie on before sliding my matching sandals on. I take a good look at myself in the mirror on the wall. I run my hands along my curves, cinching in my waist and turning to the side before ensuring the girls are tucked in with just the right amount of cleavage. I didn't fancy giving anyone a prize view of the goods unintentionally. Right. You look stunning, I say to myself in the mirror, giving myself the boost I feel is required before turning on my heel and strutting to the edge of the bed. I grab my phone, send out a quick message to my parents of my safe arrival, hoping that they will get them to leave me alone a few days. Then I grab my key card, sunscreen, and towel and throw them into the bottom of my bag and slide it over my shoulder. Just as I'm about to head for the door, I remember my sunglasses and slide them on the top of my head and allow my fingers to shake through my golden waves as they trail down my back. The heat hits me the moment I step out onto the rooftop pool, but I gather my wits, put my sunglasses in place, and head over once I see the girls laying out on the loungers, tapping a spot obviously saved for me. Some great eye candy around, Aria says as I drop my sunglasses onto my nose to take a peek and survey my surroundings. None of them are my type, I say tight lipped, grabbing the sunscreen and passing it to Riley before placing my sunglasses back on. Will you do my back for me? Course, Riley replies as I lean forward, waiting for Aria to continue. I know this won't be the end of the subject. Three single ladies on a trip alone. Of course she would begin scouring the opposition. A few couples, it seems, though, Aria whispers as I smile at the two girls sitting across the pool looking at the three of us. The trip was about letting go and unwinding. Well, that's what I thought it was about. I'm going to enjoy every moment. Well, I, for one, fancy a dip. Anyone coming? I say, as the heat hits my skin like burning embers. Nah, give me your bag, hat, and sunglasses, Raleigh replies, holding her hand out while peeping over her sunglasses as I pass over everything to her and she tucks it into her side. Thanks, I say as I drop the sarong from my waist onto my lounger and strive toward the showers where I barrel straight into a hard, wet, glistening chest. My eyes wander up the body while I lick my bottom lip and gently tug it between my teeth. Average height, sexy, ruffled, wet dark hair, and he must work out with that body and defined muscles. I thought. Time drags to a standstill as I eventually stop on his beautiful hazel eyes, captivating me as I hope the gasp I just released was silent. Ah, I'm Easton. He chuckles as he steps back slightly. Hi to you too. I'm Aubree. I stutter while the pit of my stomach turns away doing somersaults. Sorry, I was in a rush, he says softly, allowing his eyes to trail down my body and a slight redness appears on his cheeks. Did you forget something? I roll my eyes, unable to resist taunting him. Well, he says, see those four sitting over there? He turns his head to point in the direction of the loungers facing my friends as I take a step to the side and gaze out the door. They decided a hand towel was all I needed, he jokes. I will get them back. Give us a twirl then, I smirk, allowing my bravado to come out of nowhere. What of my sweet cheeks? Yeah, it's a pity it's covering that side, I giggle, letting my eyes wander down slowly before traveling back up and matching his glance and raising a brow. He takes a few steps straight past me with his head held high and heads straight for the group on the loungers, who are in fits of hysterics, wolf whistling away at him. I hear a cough trying to snout my attention toward them. See you soon, Aubree, he says as his smooth, velvet tone ignites goosebumps along my skin before stepping toward them. You will, I say, throwing my head back at the sun. Easton, Yeah. He cocks his head over his shoulder, flexing those tight butt cheeks on purpose. Shorts, I laugh. Can't go around like that all day. Damn it, he replies, raising his brow. Better put these sweet cheeks away for now, then. Pity, I reply as he walks away, grabbing his shorts and waves them at me. What the hell was that? The girls say to expect hot bods, but he was absolutely out of my league. Stunning and sexy with a cocky attitude. It seems this Easton could be just the cocktail I require to get drunk on throughout this stay as my apex puzzles as my apex puzzles as my apex pulses in desire at the heat he has ignited within me. Okay, we'll try for one more chapter. I don't know if I'm gonna get through it or not, but we'll try. Chapter 5, Easton. The moment I arrive at the fountain, I head straight to check in to sweet talk the woman at the concierge for my key card a few minutes earlier than the arrival time should be and start to head toward the elevator at the far side of the grand airy room. I couldn't help walking backward, pulling my cases with a cocky grin on my face before throwing my thumb over my shoulder and shouting to the others, Meet you up there. Phoenix throws the finger at me and smirks in retaliation, having to wait for the exact timing of the clock hitting the hour. Fucker, I say under my breath before chuckling away. The moment I reach my room, I open my door and stare at the fresh cut lines throughout with the added splash of bright red thrown across the accented wall and large abstract feature painting. Too much alcohol, and I know it would add to the headache I would suffer, but I couldn't have expected anything less than Vegas. Case flung open, I grabbed the pair of trunks, of course, all vivid in color, but I could deal with sky blue. At least it wasn't luminous like some of the options and throw them on. I grab a towel from the top of the pile left out by housekeeping and toiletries, popping the arm of my shades into the waistband and take off the shirt, throwing it on the floor to deal with later. I thought I could wash and cleanse at the poolside before jumping in the water, but a sexy woman decided to knock straight into me, just wrapped in a small towel. Pure sex on legs, short in height, but her body exudes confidence. That red bikini showed each ripple of the heat as the heat glistened off her skin. A ripple of multi-tonal waved hair shimmered down her back before my heart skipped a beat, locking sight at her intoxicating, deep, serene blue eyes, taking me on a journey to the ocean depths. I know leaving a lasting impression with her is a must, so I decide to shake my ass, unaware where the layer of confidence has come from, and hope that she wants to see more. I know the twitch from my cock and deep breathing I'm doing to calm myself down shows the effect she has had on me. I managed to dress in record time before heading back toward the deck chairs surrounding the pool with the group waiting for me. Took your time, didn't you? Said her smirks. Got preoccupied. I bet, Daisy says, flashing a wink across the pool. Nothing to do with the girl who just came out of the shower area before you, then. Um, I hesitate before all four pairs of eyes land on me as they sit up and assess me. I drop my shades over my eyes and lay back, trying to ignore their scrutiny. Oh, Easton, Phoenix says, I can see right through you. Leave it, yeah? I state, not wanting to talk anymore about where my mind is currently wandering as I stare straight ahead, ignoring the four of them whispering away. Someone's got his head in a spin, Phoenix jokes as I pin a glare straight at him, lifting my sunglasses. Okay, okay. He okay. He raises the palms of his hands out in mock surrender. I'll leave it for now. I let out a sigh and drop my shades back down, settling back into the lounger. I couldn't stop my eyes from gazing across the pool and gave a little head nod to her that she returned, making me smile. But it did nothing to stop the burning desire building up within me. The agitation drives me mad as my focus is consumed by only her. I begin layering lotion onto my skin, anything to get a slightly closer viewpoint to see if this pull between us is one sided or just an infatuation I'm imagining. The only issue is I know I've been called out by at least my friends, but it seems the people sitting by her are also well aware of the stifling atmosphere present by the shared glances my way. Make a move, Setter says. What's the worst that can happen? Casey pipes up. Come on, grow some balls, Phoenix teases, pushing me on the upper arm. Is this a gang up on me time? I'm still not forgiving you all for the butt plug and towel business, I state as they try to hide their sniggers. Listen, quit after this. Daisy shoots a serious glare to us all, showing that she means business. The tension is pretty heated, Easton. She shrugs. I know, I whisper under my breath, noticing Aubree bite her lip, causing a shiver to run down the length of my spine. I notice two attendants clear the pool and start to place a net across it. Looking at the clock on the wall, I notice it's just hitting 4:30. I look at the side and notice the events brochure tucked into the top of Daisy's bag. Can I grab that? I point to the guide and wink at her. Of course you can, she smirks, looking knowingly at Phoenix, who raises his brow at me before grabbing Daisy's hand and kissing each of her knuckles. I flick the brochure over to the back and scan down until I reach the exclusive pool timetable, each which states water polo. An idea starts to build in my mind as I lean forward and lift my shades up. Guys, fancy a game? I nod toward the pool. 4 versus 4. I state as my smile widens. You're on, Phoenix says immediately, holding his hand out for Daisy, ready for some fun. We're in as well, Setter replies as Casey nods. I blew out a breath of air I didn't realize I was holding, trying to keep myself as composed as possible before I stand up and march around the length of the pool. Work it, Easton, Phoenix shouts through his cupped hands as the girls start to giggle next to Aubree. You and your friends fancy a game, Aubree? I ask, lifting my shades, causing an overcast shadow in front of her, while I block the sun rays hitting her sexy body. Sure we do, the blonde to her right says, nudging her inside. But only if you're on our team. The glint in her eyes says she's up to something. Yeah, come on, Obs, the other girl insists, pulling her up. With one swift movement of her sunglasses removed and placed behind her on the lounger, she allows her breathtaking eyes to finally lock on mine. I know my initial worries on if these feelings were one-sided could be dismissed in that moment, as the spark that crackled between us could have as the spark that cracked as the spark that crackled between us could have brought time to a standstill. For once in my life, I actually want to take a risk and push aside my comfort zone with a certain sexy, mouth-watering beauty who is seemingly now eye-fucking me shamelessly. Down, boy. I mentally chastise my twitching cock, hoping for once my mind can take control of its urges. The sooner I can get it, the sooner I can get in the water, the better. I mumbled to myself. Karen, what are you ha-haing about? Alright, that's it. I won't have time for another one. Unless you guys want to stay past 9. I might get it in. Alright, I'll go ahead and read chapter 6. Chapter 6, Aubree. What were Riley and Aria up to? Couldn't I just sit here and admire him from afar? Go on. Stop with the eye fucking already and talk to him. Well, Thomas, some of us need our beauty sleep, son. Not everybody can stay up all night like you. But I appreciate you doing that. Go on. Stop with the eye fucking already and talk to him, Riley cheekily whispers when pulling me up. Or actually, fucking would be better, Arya smirks, smacking my ass and giving me the jolt to start prowling toward him. I have no idea where the confidence has come from, but I know both my girls were on my heels behind me, giving me the support I feel I require. My legs wobble like jello as I march toward him. I try to keep my eyes focused solely on his face, but no matter how hard I fought, I couldn't help allowing the quick once over with my eyes, appreciating every defined muscle, even though that's all I had done from my seat. Just drool and drink. Fuck, he was addictive. Easton, these are my friends, Riley and Aria, I say, pointing at each of the girls before taking a large gulp, finding it hard to be in such close proximity to him. That's Phoenix and Daisy, he says as Phoenix nods and Daisy smiles, giving away. And that's Setter and Casey. Hi, I say shyly, not used to being around so many new people as he steps forward in my personal space, leaning in close to my ear. And then you know who we are, he states, running his eyes to his crotch and raising a brow. Shall we play? Aria already agreed, I say. I smile sweetly, trying to hide my amusement. Oh, I know, but I'm asking you, he whispers before trailing a finger down my back. Come on then, let's see your form. I wink, smile, feeling the heat rising in my face. The heat of the sun hits my body before I slide into the pool, in the cool, refreshing water of the pool, lost in the thoughts of Easton's words. A shiver passes across my skin when I notice the water ripple behind me, knowing that without even turning, who will be behind me? My body can feel his heated stare devouring my body while my nipples pebble under the surface of the water, desperate for friction. How can my traitorous body be drawn to his every movement and we've only just met? Are you okay? Aria whispers as I shudder, not realizing she is even beside me. Yep, I managed to nod. Both my girls would understand my head is busy with thoughts of Easton to even talk. I shake my head to get in the game as I hear Daisy shouting the commencement of the game in two, in three, two, one. The ball flies over my head directly to Easton as he rises up in the air, smashing it straight back, causing me to turn and watch him landing back in the water. I'm hot watching you two, Riley says. I'm so glad I brought Bob just in case there was no eye candy. Aria shrugs as I spurt a giggle out. Trust her. No filter at all, you two. This would be my gang. I stayed honestly. Proud of it, Aria and Riley joke. Heads up, Easton smoothly shouts. I need to pick my head up. I need to get my head out of the gutter. That tone is knocking my thoughts away from where my head should be. I quickly run my hands along my arms, hoping to ease the pinpricks that have ignited along them, and remember the ball was coming straight toward me, and both girls were nowhere to be seen. I look to the sides and see their smug faces smiling back at me. Oh, I will get them back. I managed to knock the ball back, avoiding being splashed through the water, but it goes into the net, unable to get the leverage with my short height. Everyone was smashing it, getting points except me, and I know my frustration is starting to become more apparent with each miss I take. Why couldn't I just be a few inches taller? Then I could show Easton my skills. But at the moment, I could see myself as more of a turn off than a turn on. Aubree, front right, Area shouts from behind me. Got it! I laugh, trying to hide the frustration, knowing I certainly haven't. You have, Easton whispers with the crook of into the crook of my ear. Ready? I don't have time to think. I know it's him underneath the water as my legs wrap around his shoulders, squeezing against his head as I try to ignore the throbbing between my apex. My hands reach up, instinctively gripping his hair for balance, scared that I'm going to fly backward at any moment. Let go. Trust me, he says, lifting his head upward as his eyes turn a dark, intoxicating, lust-filled sight leaning straight onto mine. I feel his hands grasp my thighs, holding me tightly as I shuffle forward and gasp before reaching up as the ball heads my way, and I smash it down, soaking Phoenix. Nice move, Setter shouts to Easton across the pool, but he ignores him, keeping all attention fixed on me. His strong muscles travel up the top of my thighs, lingering a moment before traveling around to my waist. Easton's fingers press in, holding me tight as our connection never falters a beat until he lifts me over his head and spins me into his chest. My legs automatically wrap around his stomach, my arms fling round his neck before I feel his two hands cut my ass, massaging it in the water as I fling my head back in ecstasy. I couldn't help tightening my legs and inch my body closer toward Easton's, the need too big to remove every bit of space between us. My eyes bulge wide in recognition as his eyebrow lifts at what else has decided to join the show. His hard bulge rubs tantalizing against my apex, making my mouth water as all inhibitions leave at the sight of his plump lips. I want to taste him. I need to taste him. I wonder if the stubble on his face would ignite a heightened fire within. I couldn't resist as my mouth dives in for a taste, slow and hesitant at first, but Easton soon puts up a stop to that. With one hand remaining on my ass, the other trails to my neck, guiding and teasing further toward my mouth, deepening our kiss as he goes. I couldn't help the moans that escape as I resist grinding myself against his hard erection, remembering that I'm currently surrounded by fixated and gawking eyes if I know my friends. I have no idea on how Easton's friends will react, but from the short time together, they seem to be as much invested in this little matchmaking between the two of us as mine were. I am so glad that we were on the rooftop pool and no other guests had decided to join us as yet. But I don't think even that would have stopped our public display of affection with being so caught up in the moment. The whistles become louder as the ball lands next to us with a splash, causing us to pull apart. I reach and touch my lips, noticing the swollen feel to them, missing the loss of contact from his mouth. Finally, a collective array of voices say as Easton tucks a soaking stray strand of hair behind the groove of my ear and pecks a kiss on my lips before turning his attention and flipping the bird at the guys giving a smirk. I couldn't help but hide into his neck and smile a big cheesy grin as I lift my head slightly and ask, are we finishing the game? I'd rather have your legs wrapped around my head again. He breathes against my ear, steering those twirling somersaults to start in my stomach again. Do you think you can handle me? I question, pouting my lips together as I tease my finger along the rough stubble of his jawline. Oh, I know I can, sweetheart. He drags each word out, teasing me as his right hand skims over my buttocks along the side, and he begins to twirl with the tie straps of my bikini briefs. Prove it, I stayed, attempting to control the shiver in my voice of how much I need him. All right, that's it. Cut. Look, 8:59. Damn, am I good? All right, so this book's free on KU, and Nina done posted all the other stuff. So let's go give this UK author a good review on this. This one sounds pretty intense indeed. Alrighty, her name is C.N. Marie, and Nina says I found her on She's one of the ones I found on TikTok. So, you know, Thomas left me. Damn. Couldn't even wait around just a few more minutes, could he? Karen, are you doing your homework? You're supposed to be doing your schoolwork, darling. Ooh, look at Miss Shirley all feisty tonight, and them little tiger. Those are tigresses. See, Karen, I know how you are. I know how you are. Ooh, Miss Shirley got her wine out. Are you in the tub too, Miss Shirley? I don't know. Yeah, I got your number, sister. Alrighty, so y'all be back tomorrow night. I have crap. Um, who do I have tomorrow night? I already got the book. No, no. Francis Reagan. When I Came Home. So y'all be here tomorrow night. That's a new to us author. If you can't make that one, Aubree O'Brien will be on Thursday night, and it is The Edge of Torment. Yeah, from TikTok. Alrighty, ladies. You guys have a great evening and continue to support your authors. Love you, girls. Have a great evening. Happy reading.